I'm here again with another analysis, with technical analysis. This time I'm looking at the news about Binance. It seems that this is a positive news. Binance continues its crypto exchange market dominance. Binance has increased its crypto exchange market share for the fourth consecutive months. Its closest competitor by volume is Coinbase, which is significantly behind. So, yeah, Binance Coin is leading in this crypto exchange market, and yeah, seems that its dominance is significantly high in the market. So let's jump into the chart. We are going, as always, to analyze these Binance coin against US dollar. As you can see, BNBUSD, which was also the symbol in the news. Well, as always, via price action method. So it is important to clean your chart. The only thing is you need in this method, price action method, is the price itself. So I always prefer to start from weekly to have a better sense of a history. You don't need to zoom out a lot because actually going back to many years before doesn't give you a good indication of what is the current situation in the market. However, just looking at a few waves just in this time frame, it is always beneficial to know a little bit of a history. So as I can see, just prior to that, it was almost range in a very low price before it was that much famous, I guess. So um, then after that, we are seeing a very powerful impulsive to the top. Not really interested to how that was, but I'm interested to know to how much it has been corrected after this impulsive wave. So I'm utilizing this Fibonacci retracement levels here. Let me expand them a little bit. You can see that after reaching, let's just draw it a little bit more accurately. Then in that case, I can see obviously price has been just reacted to this level, which is the 78 percentage, which usually is a very huge correction. And it sometimes believe when I'm seeing these things that it might not be a correction. When I'm seeing the huge corrections to that impulsive wave, also we can see that it took a lot of time. So after this huge impulsive, very fast, we have seen a very long-term correction up to 78 percentage. And so it is always can be a signal that it might be also not a complete known cycle of waves, because there are always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one impulsive, and 1, 2, 3 as the correction, and then it continues moving its momentum. But it might be the end of this whole impulsive, and after that we might see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that case to the downside. So let me just, yeah, I know that this is a very important historical resistance at the top, but it doesn't any it is not relevant really to the current situation in the market. So what is important to me to draw is this very important historical support zone. I can just clarify it by adding some arrows here, that several times price reacted to this. Also maybe here. We will come back to that when we jump into the daily view. So it is enough. Just let's do the call. Just call out that somewhere here that it was 78 percentage of Fibo. Just having this information would be enough for us to now just know, as I said, know a little bit of history to what happened. So now I'm good. I'm happy about this information. Let's jump into the daily. Let's reset the view. Let's zoom out a little bit to take a closer look at this. Some sort of correction. Um, okay, a lot of details I can see. I just wanted to see more details, but now I'm seeing a lot of candles. I have to zoom out a lot. That's why I prefer to, again, go back to the weekly view, just reset it, and try to understand what is this sort of a correction. Obviously, I can see three waves here. After these three waves, I'm seeing some sort of a side wave movement, a range market, and then it is going to be okay. This is a very sharp, as I said. These, if you call it 1, 2, 3, coming with 4 or 5, probably as an impulsive or an ABC. In both, in that case, it is very sharp. Of course, it is not a side wave. Side wave correction. But I can see it's after this, it is an ABC, some sort of a range market happening here, and it is not something that I can interpret it as such from the at least earliest wave theories. Um, so in this case, I would like to. Um, Sorry, I just got a notification about my uh, battery power. That's why I some sort of distracted. But anyhow, simultaneously, when I'm trying to find my uh, power cable to attach it to my laptop, okay, now I'm done. Uh, so I can see that as I said, it's a range market. So Um, it cannot be interpreted, at least to my knowledge, that after one ABC as completed to 78%, we just encountered to another corrective structure. Yeah, it is possible to link the corrective structures can be linked to each other and create a longer corrective structures, regardless of being sideways or being zigzag. But it cannot be interpreted in either of those ways, at least again to my knowledge. So how I want to count it, I'm not going to say that this is an impulsive wave. This is a corrective structure. I would say this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, some sort of a 4, and probably a 5 in the future. But we will discuss this later. Just let me. Yeah, these are minors. Let's uncheck this wave. I don't want to make this mess my chart with a lot of lines and stuffs. So now I have a good view. I've actually end up in some more information in the weekly view. Let's jump into the daily now. With that, now I can more confidently zoom out because I have some information um, period to seeing this amount of details. So I can see my first wave here. So let's just saying that it is probably in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but not primary because this is a part of the first wave. So I will call, so they will be minor, and let's just change the previous intermediate, the main wave, as intermediate. So now we have 5 minor waves creating that created actually this first wave. We have the V. This V, it is some sort of, I can draw some sort of flat um, thingy here. So I just illustrating two bottoms and top as support and resistance. So it would be an one ABC to top, one ABC to bottom, and one ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I guess it's you can after this ABC you can interpret this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that in the end, or a bigger tree with 4, 5. Doesn't matter those details, but I would like to count this as ABC, of course. some sort of an expanding. I would I try to do it as such, but if it is the first wave, so we can see the C has been actually a little bit just expanded, as well as this shadow here for B, but not with just diving into what exactly the type of these flat can be. It is not going to help us. What is in the end going to help us? That yes, this is a sidewave structure, a flat as ABC, and that would be enough for us. So as the second wave here, so this is my third wave. I can say it is going to be the minor waves going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's change them to change the color to something like this, and as well as these to be a minor wave. The reason that I'm counting these as such, it is just because of the behavior. That is all about price action. Just looking at the action of the price is going to tell us a lot of things. So some of the times when I'm counting waves, I'll usually just to recognize when there are some seems to be a little weird, like this one. So why it is not an A B C, or why it is not an 1 2 or 3 4 5 or something like that. The reason that I'm counting is as such is that looking at the behavior as each of these the impulsive waves. So this is one characteristic. I can draw a line. I can summarize these whole action, all these candles with a line. They can be interpreted. The third way can be also be interpreted with a line very sharp here, and also the fifth wave. If I actually started from here or here, doesn't matter, can be also almost interpreted as one line. So that's why I'm actually counting them as such, because yeah, this second wave, almost one candle we need to dive into, or few candles here, so to say, one ABC. It is we need really to go into the hourly chart to um, clarify that, but it is not going to help us. I just want to know that these countings, the major one, this big, intermediate 1, 2, 3, uh, it is going to be correct just by looking at some minor waves in between. So I've recognized this to the 78% of FIBO. We know that in pulse, the corrective waves never will be counted with numbers. All corrective waves always are going to be with characters like ABC or WXY or even Z sometimes, but not numbers. The reason that I've chosen these two, because I still believe that this is going to be a very long force wave as a one impulsive wave to downside in this Binance coin. Um, I can actually see another resistance zone here. Let's clarify. Let's align things a little bit here, because we were in a weekly view when we draw them. Now we can draw them more accurately. Let me add more arrows here as resistance, some sort of a fake out or emotional actions here as well. I can extend this. If we get rid of, let me clean the chart a little bit here. We have drawn a lot of things, but I can extend this also uh, to a more previous time and utilize more this time green arrows here, because it used to be a resistance zone, maybe also even to the past, but it is enough for us to see that after breaking out these, so now the polarity principle just kicked in, and now this important zone, now it is behaving not as support anymore but resistance. So now it is, you're seeing that how many times price just reacted. So let's that's good for the information, the daily chart. Let's we jump into, maybe we can continue on that. Just rescale it or zoom in a little bit. Still, we have much details to talk about them. Um, what I want to tell you here that after this wave, I just zoom out more. After this 1, 2, 3, this major big one, I'm seeing a very long corrective structure, and this cannot be, yeah, of course, it's a side wave. The most important thing is that it has not reached to the 15 percentage. So I can show you that if I draw Fibonacci retracement, that this correction has been reached to 38.2. Let's get rid of it immediately because I've drawn a lot of things. Let's also get rid of these minor waves. We just wanted to confirm that we are in a correct path. And now, okay, now I have room to breathe. Um, so this 32 percentage of correction of this wave, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, of course this is going to be a correction of this second wave. So 32 is so low. Um, what I want to come up with that it is so long in comparison. Just look at this zigzag or flat that we just talked about. It was, yeah, it makes sense in comparison to its impulsive wave, which was the first wave here. But if we count this as a third wave, how long this fourth wave can be? The reason is that this is a extended side wave correction. It means that I can utilize this. You can see in the pop-up, this is an Elliott double combo wave, which we had one zigzag as ABC. Here you can see it was an ABC. Now the X as the link and another ABC to top. So if I just ignore that shadow, we are seeing that the major wave here was one A, B, C, and after this we actually had a return as the link to, because it didn't want to continue, that's the reason. So we had another ABC, these links also forming an ABC, and then after that we had also some sort of ABC. You can say this was the ABC, or you can argue that it was the A, B, or C. Again, I don't want to jump into the details. But the reason that this force wave is so long is because it is a combo. Just two wave correction just has been attached to each other via a link, which also it is an ABC. That's why we have three ABCs. I can now remove this wave to have a better understanding of what is happening. So we know also, let me get rid of these minor waves. So we know that this is something that has been happened. A very long, actually, corrective structure as a range market, and probably we are going to have a fifth wave somewhere here as a long wave, long-term strategy. Because I always come up with three conclusions: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. But as long as I get close to the current price or at the end of the chart, I also jump into the lower time frames to uh, check more details of the just last waves. I can draw a trend line. I've not utilized trend line in this analysis, but I can come up with some sort of a trend line as a valid trend line here, I guess. You can see how many times it has been reacted to these and two retests after a breakout. So it is indicating that yes, that WXY to top, now it has been started in a new continuation, as it seems the whole force wave correction is done. So the reversal from that important support, the resistance zone, as well as the breakout, two retests, and the momentum continued. You can also utilize this another trend line as a confirmation that yes, also this retest was not a fake out, or it never came back up, continued the bullish momentum. It just reversed and broke this correction. So as a short term, I can say that regardless again about those waves, I will come back to those wave counting. But as a short term, I can see that yes, we are still seeing the downtrend momentum. So it is going to be continued to somewhere here as a short term. But if I go back to the daily view, let's get rid of this. Let's reset the view. Yeah, probably after that we're going to see some sort of corrections as well. But the midterm, I'm expecting these to just get back to this level. Just if we ignore those correction and look at it at the upper top time frame chart. But about the long term, talking about long term is crazy because we really don't need for them, uh, neither of neither helping us for analyzing the chart or also help us for trading because we are trading now. We are doesn't matter what is going to happen next year. But just because I want to complete my talk about that wave counting, that long term, let's if I get rid of this short and midterm, let's talk about, yeah, we know that midterm, we are analyzing that it is going back to some place close to this very important support zone, but it might be broken as the fifth wave because I said that it is not to me like a corrective structure because of this huge corrective level when we used to see it at the end of the analysis in the weekly hour chart. But also we know that the fifth wave can get truncated, so it also the midterm can be these can be actually our fifth wave, just like this X. But also, if we want to continue talking about this wave, this WXY, this is the this was the, if I just come to that pop-up, it is a double combo. What we have a triple combo. So if I get rid of that on the chart, I can utilize these with one WXY like we just had, but it can be a continue with another X and Z. So in long term, also this wave can be continued as a triple combo corrective structure as this fourth wave. So to just finish up my conclusion, I would like to say that in the long term, we have two scenarios, very two scenarios, or three, I can say, that it can immediately can go back and force as the triple combo, or it might be broken a little bit as a fifth wave and create a corrective extraction, again, the same scenario, or it might be, more rare case, I guess, it might be a fifth wave, very strong, and just break this support zone and to be continued. I talked about this because I wanted to complete my uh, whole story about those wave countings. But what matters is that prices, just simplicity is nice, and it's enough really to have a good analysis. We know that we are in a range market here. We reach out to the top. The trend line just get broken down, and we are also saw a complete WXY. I just get rid of that and never bring it back again. Let's add it here. We had that completed WXY, and we know regardless of it, if it is going to be the fifth way, if it is going to be another X link, or whatever it is going to be, probably we are going to reach out to this bottom, um, actually, uh, this very important weekly support zone as we indicated. Oops, so shrinked. Yeah, as we discussed here in this view, that we have this wave. This is the very long corrective structure among these, and probably this is what is going to be done in the future. Um, Thank you very much for watching me. I have a Discord channel. If you have any question regarding my analysis, you can ask your questions there. Also, if you're seeing on YouTube, feel free to put comments. I would be grateful to see uh, your feedbacks as well. But anyhow, that was our Binance coin analysis. Hope you enjoyed, and until next analysis, thank you for watching me again.